video about my 6-month progress report on my Helicycle. I received it back in January. Came with many of the parts and everything from James, the guy I bought it from in Reno. And so 6 months later, once the weather finally got better in Kentucky here, I've made a little bit of progress, not a whole lot, but some of it's just been a learning curve, going back to watching all the videos and repeatedly watching those. I had a chance to meet with Huggy, who's kind of a longtime Helicycle guy. He lives about 2.5 hours away from me. And we went up and got to kind of see not only the one that he built and flies, but also one that he's building for another person. And that was very enlightening to see that and to kind of see one up close and what they look like, how they operate, and so on. Because although I own one, I'd never actually seen one other than on YouTube videos. So it's been quite a journey so far, just kind of getting to know what they are, how they work, what's involved in terms of the complexities around their systems and building one out and so on. So this video is just going to be to talk a little bit about where I am and what the last 6 months has been like. Well, I'm here in my spare bedroom of the house, which is now a Helicycle overflow parts place. So one of the stories in this 6-month journey, I was able to pick up a set of blades. Mine did not come with blades. I was able to find a set that were unused, and the journey to get these took me down to Miami, Florida, and I met with a gentleman down there, longtime Helicycle guy, Bill Hyde, who a lot of people may know. And I was able to get these blades. They had been worked on some, but I did not have the grips. So I went and sent these blades to the factory, and Keith out there tooled everything up and got me a matching set of grips and everything kind of fixed up to where I can begin to incorporate these into my build when that time gets here. So I do have a set of blades. I was really excited about that. When I got the Helicycle, it had already been owned by 2 different people, and so there was a combination of efforts made between those 2 owners to build things and get some things roughed in, of which were some of these control linkages that I've just gone back and, just so I can learn about them, went ahead and just reinstalled them and kind of messing with them, and you know, really just learning about them without having to do much. Now, because some of this work was already done, such as the landing gear and all of this was already on it, the skids and so on, some of this is going to come back off for different reasons. One is I have a rear skid hoop here that's reinforced. This one's actually going to go on the Helicycle. It's getting ready to go out and be powder coated once I get it fit to the frame. And then up here I have some another set of skids that don't have this sort of interruption in the this one. I don't know if you can see that, but it's been spliced together. So fortunately this this kit came with these extra parts that I'm going to change those out, and ultimately the hoops and will be jet black, as is true with a chin strap that I have on this. It's a customized part. So one of the things I did do, I'm probably not going to give a video of it, but I do have my headlight configuration or landing light configuration done, and that looks really good. Maybe I'll try to include a picture of that. But what I've been really doing is the transmission. Prior to messing with the transmission, I did work on this upper tank and ultimately put in this fuel cap that gives you a little bit better access to filling up at an airport. But otherwise, I've got the transmission roughed in, and this has been, for me, a little bit of a challenge. Of course, you had to drill this hood bracket and so on. Got all that situated, and it did fall in place very well. Then getting this thing aligned with that 1/4 inch offset, if you know what I'm talking about. I got all that situated, and then very nervously drilled for the bolt, which I do believe is correct. I had that all double checked by Keith and the factory guys, and you can see then I've roughed in the tail rotor gearbox. And so since that time, I have also drilled the tubes for the drive shaft. Those have been marked and drilled, and what's next then for me is going to be getting my bearings drilled, which I think is going to be tomorrow. I've got to reassemble this drive shaft assembly and mark for the drill marks for these two bearings here, and then I'll be ready to kind of get closer to where these Lovejoy fittings can be, the clearance figured out for the gap, and get them rough marked and drilled. But I'm not very far away from having the transmission, tail rotor drive shaft, and the tail rotor gearbox assembly all fixed up. And that's really it. That's about where I am. So, not really an exciting video, but there is a lot happening, and I want to take my time and get this right. I've been able to lean in on a lot of people's understandings of these, and build some acquaintances with people, and the process has been, just in 6 months, has been a blast. I'm looking forward to it. I really haven't showcased some of the more attention to detail things I'm doing with parts, and there's a whole nother parallel story about this other helicycle I have that's really enabled me to kind of experiment a little bit with one, and have then this one to be able to do the final types of applications without screwing it up. And so far, really, I don't think I've screwed anything up. I think I've been very careful to use the right tools and think through things and don't get in a rush. So I'll make another video, a progress video later, and we'll see where we are, say, in another couple of months, because the weather's really good, and I'll probably work on this every single day that I can. So looking forward to getting the tanks installed, and getting some parts powder coated, and start doing some corrosion control stuff and all that. So it's coming together.